So it's officially the end of women's sporting events recently. Well, not too recently, but there's been 2 instances that I know of. A month or so ago, it was a male weightlifting, a male who was weightlifting in a female competition who obviously won. And now you have a biological male who is setting records and winning in NCAA records in track and field, even awarded special commendations as a 2009 Women's Most Outstanding Performer. No shit, because you're a dude. You're a dude. If I was a female athlete, if I was blessed enough to have awesome genes and a discipline, I would be pretty livid right now. I mean, this is your career, and you've got some dude. I'm sorry, but you're a dude. You have a penis. Your muscles are different. Very different. They're allowing this to happen because they went through some hormone therapy for about a year. It is legal under NCAA bylaws for a biological male to compete in the women's division if that male has suppressed his testosterone levels for 1 year. So anybody can, even if they say they don't identify as a woman. You could legally, under this stupid bylaw, compete in a women's competition just by manipulating your hormones for a year. If you were that dedicated to, you know, screwing other people over, go for it. I think that's pretty shitty. I don't think it should be allowed. I mean, there's a reason the sports are separated, because men had to have different muscle compositions than women. Minnesota, the FBI released some data. We all know Omar, Rep Omar. She's from Somalia. Quote unquote from the FBI. More men and boys from a Somali American community in Minneapolis have joined or attempted to join a foreign terrorist organization over the last 12 years than any other jurisdiction in the country. Her district is recruiting ISIS. It's pretty scary. Over the past 12 years, a total of 45 Muslims have departed from Minnesota City to actually join a radical Islam group in Islam, to be ISIS, to be Al-Hamas, to join Al-Shabaab. And recently, as late as 2018, even this year, roughly a dozen have left to go to Somalia, to join ISIS. It's like a recruiting ground for terrorists. I don't understand. Well, I do understand. I understand how she won, because they all vote for their Muslim brotherhoods, right? Trump won the popular vote. So Judicial Watch has been into this. They've been investigating, and so far they found 1.5 million illegal registrations in Los Angeles County alone. Hillary Clinton lost by roughly, she won the popular vote, quote unquote, by roughly 2.4 million votes. And in Los Angeles County alone, there's 1.5 million illegally registered voters. That's in one county alone in California. How many more? There's roughly 33 million illegal aliens in the United States right now. So if you do the math, Trump definitely won the popular vote. So there's no ifs and ands and buts about it. We are the majority. We're silent. Unfortunately, we need to change that. They're just going to walk all over us otherwise. Voter ID crap needs to go. It's ridiculous. Anybody can go in. If you've ever been to California, if you've ever lived in California, you see it time and time again. All it takes is you go in, you get your ID, and oh, you're registered to vote. They don't do a citizenship check. People vote in multiple counties. It's been recorded. It's been proven. All these illegal voters need to stop voting in our elections. I don't go to Mexico and vote in their elections, so they need to stay the fuck out of mine. Count to the illegals killing poor, defenseless Americans all over the United States. This one in particular struck me as just absolutely just like the textbook example of what Donald Trump's talking about. Here you have this illegal alien named Marcos, something. Who cares? Anyway, he stabs this 75-year-old woman to death over a period of about 40 minutes to an hour. I mean, he made her suffer. He stabbed her about 13 times. The coroner said that she did suffer. She pled for her life at the end. And all because he was camping out on her property in a stolen truck that he stole, yes. And he asked her to help him fix it. This is a 75-year-old woman. Most likely she's on SSI. She has no money. She doesn't have any extra money every month to help anybody out, let alone herself, you know what I mean? And he got pissed off that she couldn't help him. And so he broke into her house that night and stabbed her to death. The neighbors found her the next morning. Somebody had brought her chicken soup earlier that day. So, yeah. This is what Trump's trying to stop, trying to prevent. We don't want people coming in here all crazy and shit. I mean, this guy's already a criminal. He stole cars, and he stole her money. He took $560. That's all she had after he killed her, and drove her car to the store so he could buy food and a new battery for his stolen pickup. That's absolutely horrible. And then he returned like nothing happened. He returned to her house, and he ate dinner, and he hung out for a few hours with her dead body right there. Oh, and then he used her credit card to pay his cell phone bill. I mean, this is exactly the type of person we don't want here. Anyway, this guy's 19. At 19, he is cold-hearted. He's a murderer. And they're actually charging him with capital murder on this one, so he will get the death penalty if convicted, and he will be. So, there you have it. And then you have this poor kid, again, with the MAGA hats, the MAGA sweatshirts, high schools and schools around the country. It's ridiculous. You can't wear a I support President Trump t-shirt anymore, or a MAGA hat, because it upsets everyone. Why does it upset everyone? This person is supporting our president, and it upsets everyone. The high schools, the elementary schools, the junior highs, they all need to be reprimanded for this actions. This kid, basically, he got his senior pictures taken, and they censored it out of the yearbook. They erased the MAGA on his hat. Hopefully he sues. I hope so, because the last one who sued because of they wouldn't let him wear his sweatshirt to school, he actually won. So this student believes that it's a direct attack on his First Amendment rights, and I completely agree. Whoever's on this yearbook committee, whatever teacher is running the yearbook, they damn well knew about it, what was going on. And there's nothing wrong with supporting our president at all. And there never should be. What's going on with the media and in the schools today is freaking ridiculous. Here's the big story of the week, folks. Newsom wants us to pay for California illegals. What does that mean? We're already paying for California illegals. No, he wants to give illegals free health care. Paid for in most in part by the federal government itself. So that means people not living in California are paying for all the illegals that live in California to have health care. I don't have health care. I can't afford it. I need my teeth fixed badly, but I don't have health care. So should I just go to California and claim I'm an illegal alien so I can get this stellar health care? The government pays for 2/3 of all of Medicaid that goes through California. That's a lot of money, folks. I mean, California is a huge, huge drain on our federal dollars. Huge. They want to expand it, Medi-Cal, which is Medicaid in California. They want to expand it to cover all of the illegals living there. We can't afford it. And as a federal government, I hope Trump pushes back on that shit because, number one, we can't afford it. Number two, we shouldn't afford it. If there are Americans living in any other state in the United States of America that do not have insurance, that should be paid for first. Okay? They're all talking about socialist healthcare. Everybody should have healthcare. Well, then let's have everybody have healthcare and let's leave the illegals out of it because that's bullshit. I don't agree with it. I don't want to pay for it, and neither should you. Big story of the week today. Ed and Brian Krassenstein permanently banned from Twitter. All I have to say about that is, it's the best moment in a long time on Twitter. They did something really, really bad. Really, really bad to get permanently banned. They're basically, they bought a bunch of accounts from people. I mean, they put ads that were really stupid. They bought a bunch of accounts to troll the president more, basically. They put up ads that they were actually going to try to buy websites and everything else. They were just trying to get under the nails of Donald Trump even more than they already do. And they purchased fake accounts, and they purchased retweets. You always wonder, well, how come they're at the very front of everything that Donald Trump does? It's because they're paying for it. And somebody was paying them too. Probably George Soros. I'm assuming. That's the only person who would pay those asshats. But anyway, that's a great day for MAGA. It's a great day for patriots. We don't have to look at their retard faces anymore. Pelosi accuses Trump of a cover-up. And then Trump tells her to kick rocks. Well, just last month she was saying, we're not going to go through with the impeachment process. This is a waste of time. We need to focus on other things. And somebody must have paid her off big time because now she's going back on her word, saying that we need to impeach, da-da-da-da-da. This is like the only thing, people in Congress on the Democrat side has done all freaking year. Sorry, last 2 years. It's ridiculous. Impeach, 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 investigate, investigate, investigate. Even after they find nothing, no single American was charged in the collusion investigation. No single American. When Trump's done, I'm sure of several Americans will be charged. I hope they are charged with treason, and I hope they get the maximum penalty, which of course is death. Sorry to wish harm on people, but this needs to set a precedent. You fuck with the bull, you get the horns. That's what it is. I mean, no president in history has gone through the bullying that Trump has. It's absolutely ridiculous. He can't get his job done because they're all picking on him. They're all making up lies about him. They're all twisting his words. There's nothing wrong with this man whatsoever. If there was, he wouldn't have won, period. They would have smeared him to death, and they would have found some horrible things from his past, and he wouldn't have won. But he's a great guy. He cares about America, and he needs to be able to do his job, and these Democrats aren't letting him. And you know what? This one legislator dude just quit because he's like, I don't see anything things aren't moving forward. Who cares? Go ahead and quit. You guys can all quit, and we'll get a real Congress in there who actually cares about the American people. Partisanship aside, it shouldn't matter what side of the fence you're on. When things like national security are at hand, i.e. the border wall, when we have 1.2 million a month from the other countries, we don't know who these people are. We don't know if they're rapists. We don't know if they're murderers. We don't know if they're drug dealers, gang members. We don't know about any of these people. We don't know if they're child traffickers. A lot of them are. It's sad. Drug traffickers, yes. I mean, yeah, you'll have 30 good people that come over, but then you'll have 10 bad ones come over. We need to have a system in place that prevents the bad ones from coming over, and that starts with the wall. Because we only have so many border agents. We only have so many people who can, I mean, you you think, how many miles is it? It's a lot of miles to cover. We only have so many people. You can't keep an eye on the whole place at the whole time. And, you know, those people know where to go. They tunnel under. they cross rivers, whatever. I mean, they get in regardless. But if we're not having to watch every inch of the border, we can focus on the weak points where we know where they are. We're not stupid. But it's just, we don't have the manpower. And to have Congress fighting against this for the last 2 years, it's just ridiculous. I mean, Americans are getting murdered. Americans are getting raped. I mean, it's story after story after story. Of course, you never hear it in the mainstream media because they downplay the issue. Oh, wait. But media just realized and just, they just admitted that there is a national crisis. How long have they been saying that there wasn't one? And now they're changing their tune. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Lazy Meeple, at Smalltown Andrew. Like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Magamedia.org. Wake up to the truth. Be sure to check out the S2 Project at our website, Magamedia.org. Follow them on Twitter at S2 Command. Give them a phone call at 1-877-783-7778. The S2 Project, headquarters for all Americans, because liberty must win. Check them out and join the team. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Lazy Meeple, at Smalltown Andrew. Like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Magamedia.org. Wake up to the truth.